Welcome to a video trip to Clarkston, Georgia, just southeast of downtown Atlanta, where we will be visiting a refugee training center to speak with the owner and two participants about the critical needs of refugee skill and technical training. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 21.6% of foreign workers work in the service industry versus 14.4% of native workers. Also, foreign-born full-time workers earn 86.9% of the salary of what native-born full-time workers do in the U.S. Let's see what they have to say. So, what is your educational career background? And prior to Lantern and Tekton and Amplify?
So I went to Stanford University in Birmingham, Alabama, where I played football for a couple years until I got injured my junior year and started my first company then, doing pressure washing and staining for high-end homes and golf courses and stuff. And that actually led me to, I needed help. My business was growing. I was still in school full-time, taking off way too much, barely getting by, and I needed people. I need help. So I hired my fraternity brothers, who were awful workers. Showed up late, wanted breaks every 5 minutes, wanted all the money in the world, and they just wouldn't be enough for me to succeed. So I fired them all, and I was actually a double major in social entrepreneurship. So essentially the idea of like leveraging business to serve people, help communities, double bottom line kind of stuff. And Spanish. So I had to take a bunch of Spanish classes, and I had to volunteer at a Spanish clinic in Birmingham where I met a bunch of men from all over Latin America, and they were all working random jobs here and there. So I hired a bunch of them and grew that company and did pretty well. Ended up being able to pay for some of my college with it and survive. And after school, I graduated fall 2012. I got a job working for a big construction engineering company and doing sales, but then also running the founder, his foundation. So he had a decent sized foundation. And what I quickly realized is that while I enjoyed giving his money away, I more so enjoyed the entrepreneurial side. And so I convinced him to let me start a nonprofit, move back to Atlanta from Texas, that was where I was living, and start what was called the Lantern Project. Now it's Tekton Career Training. We spent a lot of time in research, so figuring out things like for every 5 journeymen who are leaving the workplace, 1 is filling their shoes. So there's a supply and demand problem. Supply is going down, demand's going up, wages are going up. And that felt like a really great place for us to try to maybe fix this problem we're seeing in the US. And then simultaneously, I grew up about 15 minutes from where we're sitting, which is Clarkston, Georgia, most diverse square mile in America. So I knew of the refugee community, but I didn't know of anybody who was providing, other than maybe some of the universities, opportunities for upward mobility. And so I saw the problem in construction, saw the problem with refugees being 10 times as likely to be unemployed versus the average American, and put 2 together. And so we started Tekton, Lantern at that point, providing electrical and carpentry and masonry and welding training to refugees, and then helping them find great jobs. And like I said, we went through a transition of branding and became Tekton Career Training, which is essentially a Latin word that is a general contractor, kind of means overview of all the different skills. And one of the things we saw, though, as we were providing this training, was that a lot of the, particularly men, would come to us who had the desire to learn how to do one of these skills, but they lacked the ability to take off. They were working very tough shifts. They were working dead-end jobs. And so we ended up starting Amplio Recruiting, which was a staffing company connecting refugees to great jobs in Atlanta. And then we grew to Raleigh and Dallas and Houston and Minnesota. And then that company actually got sold off to a bigger staffing company. And so we actually have a new staffing company called Diversity Insight Staffing. diversityinsight.io if you wanted to look it up. And Tekton has kind of just continued to evolve over the years. We saw an opportunity to move into software engineering. So we're providing software engineering kind of introductory classes to technology and software engineering for refugees under RefCode. That's refcode.org.
Okay, Luke, why did you start Lantern initially, and what was your purpose of starting?
So I started then the Lantern Project, now Tekton Career Training, really because while I was in school, back in college, I was stuck between this place of I wanted to do good in the world, but I also thoroughly enjoyed business. And I felt like the two, in some ways, were opposites, which is not the case. What I learned in school was that business can be leveraged to actually create change in the world. And I grew up just on the road from here in Clarkston, Georgia, and just saw an opportunity and really a need for connecting refugees to opportunities for upward mobility and great jobs. And simultaneously, I'm working in the construction industry, learned of the statistic of every 5 journeymen that left the workforce, only 1 was filling their shoes. And it just felt like these two opposing data points that would actually be a really solid fit. Refugees need opportunity, they need training, they need jobs. 10 times as likely to be under or unemployed versus the average American. And then a massive hole that's only getting deeper in the trades world.
What were the difficulties and challenges with starting the company and now maintaining it?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of difficulty and challenges in running a nonprofit, but really running an organization that serves a very polarized demographic that is immigrants and refugees. That's changed over the years, sadly in a negative way. And so getting people to be as excited as we are has been tough. Getting individuals who are as passionate about seeing refugees thrive, seeing them have opportunities that they were afforded just living in America. There are more refugees displaced in 2023 than ever before in history. We passed the 100 million individual mark. You can think of all the different geopolitical things going on in the world that's affecting it. And yet we're accepting less refugees than ever before. It's changed a little bit for the better more recently, but still the conversations around who refugees are has just been so hyper-polarized, and it's been really difficult to get people, again, as passionate, as excited about helping these men and women and children. That's been really tough. I think simultaneously, because specifically in the construction side, there is maybe this stigma as well around immigrants and refugees in that world. We've seen it as a fairly tough roadblock in helping a lot of these men and women that graduate seek employment. Within the technology side, within RefCode, software engineering classes we're doing, that's actually been a little bit easier. That industry seems to be more accepting, more open to diverse workforces and whatnot.
Okay, Malik, where are you from? What kind of job did you have prior to being here?
I'm from Damascus, Syria, and my prior experience was in a sushi restaurant as an assistant manager.
Okay, Malik, why did you move to the U.S. and what made you pick Atlanta?
I moved to the U.S. because of the conflict in Syria that started in 2011. I did not pick Atlanta, the resettlement agency did, because I came as a refugee, and I'm glad that they did pick Atlanta.
Okay, what grabbed your attention and helped you get where you're at about Tekton training?
Tekton has a program called RefCode. RefCode is a community of software engineers and people who want to become a software engineer. I found it very fascinating because of the fact that people are getting help to pursue their dream jobs as a software engineer and get well connected to the tech industry. It was very helpful for me because I graduated from the Intro to Software Engineering at RefCode, and I was connected to a mentor, and until this day I meet up with my mentor at RefCode who is helping me in my journey to become a software engineer.
Malik, what training did you receive? Are you finished with all your training or education you want to have for your future?
As I mentioned earlier, I finished a training through RefCode, which is an intro to web development or intro to software engineering as a professional software engineer. And I graduated from the cohort, and I also graduated from a full stack web development bootcamp. I would like to continue pursuing my bachelor's degree. As of now, I have an associate degree from Georgia State University, and I would like to pursue my degree. I would like to pursue my bachelor degree in computer science.
What is your current role with Tekton, and where'd you start?
I started as an intern, as an intern program manager back last year. Or just last year, and I just got trained from Luke and Brenton by shadowing them, and I became a program manager. I was hired full-time. I manage RefCode and also a program called Empower Clarkston, which is a green efficiency program. This program aims to reduce the wasted power energy from the household in DeKalb County. And also, the goal of the program is to train people from DeKalb County on the green construction jobs and green efficiency and how to make homes more green efficient.
Okay, Malik, what is your future goals and dreams and aspirations?
My future goal is to become a software engineer. And my dream is to create a hub or RefCode alike overseas, and especially in refugee camps. I like helping others, and I think that if RefCode is a scalable program, and we can definitely create some sort of location overseas, maybe in camps in Jordan for Syrian refugees, or in Turkey, or in Africa. But it would be a great resource and help for peoples in the ground to help them pursuing their dreams of becoming software engineer. And the cool thing about it, they can work remotely. They don't have to be in the United States physically in order for them to work as a software engineer. We can offer them internet, we can offer them resources and education, and we can offer them a space. And this is what any person who's desperate and in need for a job and for a career would like to have to start pursuing their dream.
Judith, where are you from originally? What kind of job did you have prior?
I'm from Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, in Kinshasa. I was born there, and my parents, all my family live there so far. And my first job in Atlanta is here at Tekton. I came to, one of my friends brought me here and introduced me to Luke. And I was like, hey, Luke, I came, I need a job. And my first job was in, well, I forgot the name of that was golf club, and I was as dishwasher. Yes, that was my first job right there.
So why did you move to the U.S.? What made you pick Atlanta?
I moved to US because my husband planned that for us. We came in 2016 because he decided has to come. I was like, okay, fine, we can go. And we got our visa, immigrant visa. Yes, and we came here in 2016 because of him. And I was like, that's a good opportunity for me to go back to school, why not? So, and yeah. In Atlanta, I didn't not choose it because family member was living here. He already moved, and I was like, okay, I prefer to live with my brother. That's why I came in Atlanta.
What grabbed your attention about Tekton training?
Tekton training, yeah, it's, I can say because when I came for the first time here, look, explain to me about the program. They have training here about, the coding class. They have electricity, yes, and construction, green efficiency. I was like, wow, I can learn all of that. And at that time, I chose a coding class, and I went through that program. Honestly, I came here with nothing in computer. I have learned more about it, and I keep calling my friends, hey, it's free program. You need to come to learn about this program. It's very, so I'm proud of myself. Yes, and green efficiency, that helped me too, because we're training people here. And so the way when they have classroom training, and I always participate in that classroom, honestly, I learned a lot. I can fix stuff in my home by myself, and hey, I know how to do it. Sometimes I can even paint my walls. I love it. So yeah, that's.
Okay, Judith, what economic struggles do you face day to day, and how is it trying to find a job and working with that career?
I can say before COVID-19, I think everything was good. Food was not expensive like now. Bills, you have to pay a lot of bills, and everything is expensive after 2020. For now, getting a job in Atlanta, it's very hard. I work for Diversity Insight Staffing. I can tell you we have more than 100 people need a job right now. So can you imagine, different companies are slow. And so you have less. People keep calling you, keep asking about jobs. Sometimes you don't have choice. So first come, first serve. Can you imagine if someone whose parents have kids, a family to take care of? It's very hard, honestly. Food expensive. Rents, don't even tell. It's very hard for now. It is, yeah. Hopefully things getting better in the future or the next month. Why not? Hopefully, yeah.
How is it that a company like Tekton helped you with your future goals, dreams, and aspirations?
The training that we have, and my manager Malik is really helping me in how to manage administration. My dream is to become a professor, teach at university. So that's what I like, and I was a lawyer back home. And here I just changed my mind. I was like, I want to learn more about how to work in administration, sending emails, you know how administration works. And with Tekton, as I told you before, I came here with nothing in a computer, stuff like that. But here I have learned, and I keep learning more. I love Tekton, honestly, not just because Luke is a nice person, but the organization is helping people. Not only me, we have people that have been trained here before, and right now we have trainees. In the future, we plan to have more than that we have right now. So it's helping people to realize their dream, to become what they really want to become in the future. So we have different departments that work on it.
Okay, Luke, what's your current role with Tekton and the whole company?
So I am the founder and executive director of Tekton Career Training, which encompasses both Empower Clarkston's program and Ref Code. I'm also the CEO and co-founder of Kiki, which is Kiki, KICKY.com, and the co-founder and president of Diversity Insights Staffing.
What is your vision of where you would like Tekton to be, or any nonprofit company to be right now?
My vision for Tekton is that Tekton will be a leader in building bridges, specifically between the refugee community as a global community that's sadly continuing to grow every year, 100 million plus people globally and rising, and opportunities in technology. And so providing that bridge, giving them opportunities in education and opportunities in employment. That's my big vision for where the organization is going.
To kind of give everybody a sense of where we're at globally, nationwide, and in the state, why is it such a dire urgency for a company like Tekton to exist here in Atlanta?
There are more refugees than ever before in history. 100 million plus refugees, only growing. And at the same time, companies are desperate for reliable, skilled employees. And at Tekton, we are helping to bridge the gap between employers, specifically in construction and technology, and this growing workforce globally. That it's an important growing work, because we know both of those needs are only growing. There's ever increasing need for skilled labor, reliable labor, and as a nonprofit 501c3, all of our support is through grants and individual donors. So it's important for people to know about Tekton, because for us to be able to continue to do the work we're doing, we have to have people that are standing beside us saying, hey, we want your work to continue. We want you to only grow and only meet that growing demand, and be able to help amazing people like Judith and Malik on their pursuit of the American dream, on their pursuit of becoming taxpayers and thriving individuals in our community. So we need your support.
We couldn't interview all the members at Tekton Training, but the consensus seems unanimous that there is a critical and urgent need for financial and networking support for the men and women that attend these refugee classes. Their lives, families, and future are at risk. Where do you stand on this matter?